Perfect. At the judge door, enter Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, hey there. You made it. Welcome to the Universal Studio Tour. I'm Jimmy Fallon. I'll be making sure that you get through this experience in one piece. You've got the very best guide.
Gwendolyn.
And the greatest driver.
Jim.
They're the best. I love them. Even though
Gwendolyn.
owes me $5.
What?
I know you guys are excited to get on the tour,
I like
but
forever.
a few safety rules.
Safety is very important. First of all, if you notice any kind of a problem with the sound in the video, or an emergency of any kind, pull that cord running along the ceiling of the tram in the center.
Sit down.
That is very important. Please do remain seated the entire time the tram is moving.
Good.
No, Frank, they've proven that smoking is bad for you. There's no smoking on today's tour. Sorry. You want to be prepared for loud noises. Fire effect. Sudden tram motion. And yes, you may get wet on today's tour if you're in a blue seat. Thank you. Thank you for looking. You're all in blue seats. I have to be very nice to our driver as well because while I am not in a blue seat, I still have a window. We're going to start the tour by visiting our front lot where we house about 34 sound stages. This next clip is a great example of how and why we might use a soundstage for filming.
I have the room ready for you and Mrs. Barrington. Thank you, Walter.
Did you hear that? Mrs. Barrington.
Not quite, darling, but soon. Very, very soon. Hello. Yes? Every bottle of champagne sent to the room at once. And make sure that we are not disturbed for any reason.
Yeah, we didn't need an entire hotel for that scene, so we didn't build one. All we did was build the lobby of the hotel inside Soundstage 20. We don't waste our time and money building anything more than the camera absolutely needs to see. Now, if it needed to see the entire hotel, we probably would have built it in the soundstage on our left. That is Soundstage 12. But it's a little busy right now.
Hi everybody, I'm Carson Daly from NBC's The Voice. I want to welcome you to the Universal Front Lot. Our show is filmed on stage 12. It happens to be the largest soundstage on the Universal lot. Take a look.
At some scenes that have been shot inside that soundstage. Yeah, poor couples retreat. They didn't actually get to go to a fantasy island. They just built one inside Soundstage 12. On your screens right now, you can see what a soundstage looks like between filming. It's really just a huge warehouse that we can build anything inside of. In fact, director Joss Whedon built an entire Firefly-class spaceship inside Soundstage 12 for Serenity. To our left, Soundstages 22 through 25 are all used to shoot CSI, the original, at the moment the only crime scene investigation drama. Now, CSI is what we call procedural. That means they have to come up with a new crime scene location every single week, right? Sometimes the writers get a little tired, so to come up with ideas, they'll hop on a golf cart, they'll ride around the Universal lot until they find a location they haven't used yet, which is how they came up with this episode where they ride around the Universal lot in a golf cart. To our left, Soundstage 27 is home to the Mindy Project, starring Mindy Kaling and the fabulous Beth Grant. 27 is also where we did some shooting for Evan Almighty, which was really cool. You see, we pushed the floor back in that soundstage. There's a pit under the floor that we filled with water to make it look like the reflecting pool in D.C. And then my tram had to stop and wait for like 20 minutes while a couple of elephants crossed the road to board the ark inside that soundstage. We do shoot a lot of big name feature films here at Universal, but we're also doing a lot of TV these days. We've got the Mindy Project, we've got CSI, we've got the new show Mr. Robinson, we've got Hat state of affairs at Catherine Heigl about a boy. The one reason we have so much TV is because of all of our networks. We now include NBC, E, Sci-Fi, Bravo, Telemundo, CNBC, MSNBC, The Weather Channel, Golf Channel, NBC Sports USA, and Oxygen. A couple new shows are coming to our lot as well. We've got this spring, USA presents the highly anticipated event series Dig, premiering Thursday, March 5th, and E takes you behind the gates with The Royals, premiering Sunday, March 15th. Now, the bungalows on our left-hand side used to be dressing rooms, and they would be spread throughout the lot. When the star got a 5-picture deal with Universal, they would get a bungalow as part of that deal. Now these are offices for some of the top writers, directors, and producers in town. This is where Parks and Recreation scripts were written. This is where Illumination Entertainment invented the Minions for Despicable Me. And in bungalow 5195, turn up on our left here, you might recognize the profile next to the door. That is where Alfred Hitchcock created most of his masterpieces and his television show, Alfred Hitchcock Presents. Now, bungalow 5195 is where the De Laurentiis Company, with Brian Fuller from Pushing Daisies, brings Hannibal Lecter into your living rooms every single week. So we're about to cross the line from our front lot into our back lot. I know, a lot of exciting things happen inside buildings on our front lot. Out on our back lot, it's a very different story. That's because most of the buildings on our back lot don't have insides. These are sets. And remember, we don't waste our time and money building anything more than the camera needs to see. Since we shoot exterior scenes here on the back lot, we generally only build the exteriors of the buildings. You've seen these sets hundreds, maybe thousands of times in different television shows, commercials, music videos, films. They look real, right? Except that most of these buildings don't have any insides. Definitely the first floor, you can see inside some of the glass buildings here and see that we have construction equipment inside there. You might not recognize these sets from show to show because you look at the actors, not at the backgrounds that they're walking on. Bet y'all were watching Jim Carrey rather than our beautiful Brownstone Street when you saw Bruce Almighty.
Grace, the dog!
I'm in the shower!
Inside bad, outside good. Inside bad, outside good. Oh, you're done now. Great. B-E-A-U.
That's also where Seinfeld had their second to last episode shot, the Puerto Rican Day Parade right there. And now, we're kicking this up to 88 miles an hour, right? Not really a chance for that, but it's also we have to turn. Safer this way. Welcome back to the future. This is Hill Valley from Back to the Future. Look for the hoverboards. They promised us hoverboards, right? 2015? I haven't seen them anywhere. But this courthouse has also been featured in Sneakers, The Cat in the Hat, The Music Man, To Kill a Mockingbird, and both Almighty, Evan and Bruce. Closely, you've noticed there's a little difference between the building on our left and the building on your screens. It's missing 4 white columns, right? And a clock. Well, the entire triangle top section comes off. We have the triangle with the clock tower in our props department. And then the 4 white columns, well, they're still there. They're just hidden. That brick facade stuck on the center of the building there is hiding them, so it has a completely different look from Grandview. Those was brick. All we have to do is take that brick facade off and voila, that's the Future 7. And by the way, take a close look at the brick here on the wall. It's not brick. It's styrene, just a moldable plastic. As we turn on to what we call New York Street, I'm handing things over to Jimmy.
Hey everyone, welcome to New York. I got my start right here in New York on Saturday Night Live. This is actually my old neighborhood. What's that mug over there? An old woman. Tough lady. This is my favorite hot dog guy. Hey buddy, how's it going? Remember me? No. Just like old times. Gotta love New York City. Hey, I'm walking here! Hey, it's cool guys. I was just walking there. So it's not exactly New York, but a lot of times when you see New York in the movies, it was shot right here on the Universal Metro sets. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Even if you make it here on the Universal lot.
it is to change this from New York to Boston. And this plays New York a lot, yes. It was New York in all of the Spider-Man movies. Every single one of them did a little bit of filming right here in the street that we're sitting on. In fact, the blue building directly behind us is where Doc Ock stole Mary Jane in the second one. The green building on our right that says 447, that is where Mindy goes to work every day in the Mindy Project. That street was also turned into Moscow for Castaway with Tom Hanks. Labeled the buildings in Russian, covered the streets in fake snow, put all of our extras in parkas in July. 107 degrees Fahrenheit, that's what, 42 degrees Celsius. The street's also been used as 4 different cities for Transformers, featuring chase scenes in 24 NCIS. And I'm going to take a break now and hand things over to Academy Award-winning director, Peter Jackson.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up an adventure. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. I was thrilled. So you're going to have to have your glasses.
Because we are headed into Skull Island.
Okay, glasses on everybody. We're back in Skull Island.
Oh, wow. Whoa! Oh, wow! Wow! Whoa! Wow! 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 We just got wet. I know. Yeah. That was cool. You like that? Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you King Kong 360 3D. The most intense 3D experience on the planet. You won't need your 3D glasses for the rest of the tour. Just hang on to them. We'll collect them when we get back to the park. That epic battle is projected on the world's largest digital 3D screen. They stand over 4 stories tall and 180 feet, 55 meters long on either side of the screen. Use the latest of digital filmmaking technology available. That was so cool. I've never seen anything like it. No. Like we're being attacked. I know.
With a
a project like a studio tour, the audience is in the middle of the environment. They're looking in all directions. There's creatures coming at them. They're seeing Kong from this side and T-Rexes from the other side.
Working on a movie, we always know where the people are looking. They're looking straight ahead. They're looking at the shot that we're working on.
Here you have to take into account that people are looking in all directions.
Also, one of the things about this ride, unlike the movies that we're used to working on, there's no cuts because it's one giant shot. This tram that's driving along through Skull Island is where the camera's from. This ring represents where the screen is 10 meters away.
Now we have a collection of our picture cards coming up on the left-hand side. These are more practical props that we'll use. Now the Ferrari there, that is not a real Ferrari. That's a dune buggy. It's just up with 5 lights to look like a Ferrari. But all of these cars do have engines, which is not necessarily the case in all picture cars. The Flintstone and cars do have engines. Now this is just one of the many copies of the Fast and Furious.
Flintstones.
Some of our copies didn't have engines. They would just be attached to a camera truck with a digital arm on the front bumper. And the computer could tell the car how to swerve around with the actor sitting in the seat. You get a close look at our tank. It's made out of plywood.
Oh, cool.
And a piece of PVC pipe. And we will create entire fleets of vehicles for certain films. And sometimes we get to use them over and over again. We in fact had to ask permission from our museum to use some Fast and Furious cars for films. These cars we just save here in case.
To Jurassic Park.
The props and set pieces you see around us here were created for the Jurassic Park film. The mobile lab that's on your screens right now is also on the left-hand side. That was dangled off the cliff in the Lost World Jurassic Park with Oscar-winning Julianne Moore dangling in the... Oh no!
Uh-oh.
It's like you saw you prepare an aim for you. Oh dear. We're on our own when it comes to co-op stores. And don't worry, no dinosaurs were harmed in the making of these films. We faked them. We take a lot of things in Hollywood, like the trees and bushes and shrubs you see around you here. Yeah, trees don't stay pretty in the hot California sun. Speaking of which, we also fake a lot of weather, because this is winter. Yeah, we don't really understand snow. There's a special Academy Award given to Frank Capra's special effects team for It's a Wonderful Life when they invented quietly falling snow. Up till that point, we used cornflakes. Nowadays, we'll turn to a man we all know and love, Mr. Al Roker.
Hi everybody, here's today's forecast for the Universal Backlot. It's going to be sunny and dry in 6 Points, Texas. Cool and cloudy in Little Europe. Expect snow and sleet on New York Street, and we've got a high precipitation for Skull Island, Amity Island, Island That's the forecast for today. Now here's a look at what's going on in your neck of the woods.
A flash flood warning. First we would need rain. Wow, that guy is good. Yeah, almost Hollywood. We decide where and when it rains. Most of the time. Because generally rain doesn't show up very well on camera. So our drops are larger than normal. And sometimes we'll even add powdered milk to the water.
Oh, wow.
And by the way, they have to do the same thing where it actually rains all the time. You gotta sign up to that. Of course, in English, you don't have to worry quite so much.
Oh, yeah. Oh, jeez. Whoa. Wow. Okay.
And you got all that on video.
Yeah.
The roadway on our right that was extended to our salt is
Yeah.
that was also turned into China for a hop. Because Mexico and China look exactly alike, right? It's just that you guys believe whatever we tell you. So we're going to leave Mexico, Peru, and China behind, and this is the outback of Australia. That's right.
I got
These
a
trees
crazy
were turned into
camera.
the outback for saving Mr. Baines last year. But you've definitely seen them if you're a fan of Western. So these streets have been featured in more Westerns than anywhere else in the entire world.
Oh, wow.
This town ain't big enough for the both of us, Jimmy Fallon.
Well, I ain't going anywhere, Jimmy Fallon.
Now look here. Not folks in this tram don't want no trouble. They just want to check out 6 Points, one of the oldest sets on the Universal lot.
I was just where John Wayne and Jimmy Stewart shot a few of their westerns.
That's right. That's where I aim to shoot.
Looks like we got ourselves a Mexican standoff. Lucky shot.
I want to see you mount up and get out of town while we get the goods.
All right. Well, I'll see you again, Fallon.
Well, you can count on it, then. Again.
This is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
We just have to talk it out, that's all.
Seriously, more films
Yeah.
there than anywhere else in the world. And take a look at this building on the
I know.
in the corner. That's an example of what we call a facade.
Flying at your
When we're
face.
filming there, we'll hang blackout, like, well, lacy curtains first, and then blackout curtains behind those to keep the sunlight through and destroying the illusion that it's a real building. To our right, not a real lake. We made that so we can play any body of water we need. We could use it for underwater shots, but instead we tend to use the funky-looking round building on our left and on your screens here. Nope, that's the wrong one. I'm not so good for that. There we go. Now, our underwater tank will fill with water, toss in a few actors, like for Ted 2 recently, and then we'll shoot through the hatch of the catwalk on the outside of the tank. And now these folks are setting up in New York Central Park. You thought it was in New York. No, it's right here on our lot. This is where Friends would come to do filming. That's also the moon, by the way. Director Ron Howard came and he covered this part of our lot with sand and dust and dirt, turned it into the moon for this dream sequence from Apollo 13. Park Lake has been featured in Desperate Housewives. Do you remember where Mrs. Huber's ashes ended up? That was right here. Also, Susan and her car ended up in our Park Lake at one point. The creature from the Black Lagoon lives here. This is where they dumped all the bodies for Psycho and Psycho 2. Whoa! Our bridge. Wow. Oh, okay. This is embarrassing. Can everybody swim? Wait, you guys have a really nice camera back there. Okay. We'll try this instead. I want you all to put your hands in the air. Unless you're holding a baby, and then, just keep holding. Okay, but everyone else, hands up. On the count of 3, we're all going to say, part the waters. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Part the waters. See if it's working. It's a miracle. The waters are parting, and soon we'll be able to drive through the Red Sea to the Promised Land. Or at least a little Europe, which is also very nice, I promise. Please sit down. Thank you. Remain seated. Keep your arms, legs, heads, and children inside the tram as we drive through the Red Sea. Turn your cameras to the right. You'll get a great sea level view of our Park Lake. Some of our ducks, maybe. Turn your cameras to the left. You're going to see Skull Island and the SS Venture from 2005's King Kong, the way the filmmakers saw them. In miniature.
Wow. Uh-oh.
Right, of course, here. I'll point it out.
Thought it was coming back up.
Take pictures. They just don't want to hear my voice on their soundtrack. Welcome.
Yeah, just bring your waterproof bag.
Our little Europe streets play any European city we need. All we do is change the language on the sign, maybe put a few bicycles out front. These streets played Italy and Angels and Demons. It was Spain from Pirates of the Caribbean. It was originally built as 14 acres in Paris for the Hunchback of Notre Dame, and played France again recently in the Muppets when Tony and Piggy got back together. These streets also played the very European country of India for an episode of Heroes.
We're going inside the stage. That's cool. I see this craft service table
Oh, I know what this is. I think this is where the train train derails
Filming
here.
is the most important thing we do here. This set was originally built for Beverly Hills Cop 3, but it was most recently used for this episode of don't worry about that. All the time. Now you'll notice here, they were on the...
It's the earthquake scene. Oh, not again. Oh, they're gonna get it.
Just to do everything they use is the cola.
Honey, out of like this one.
What's that?
The Western family.
Yep.
On Amity Island.
Here's Jaws, honey.
Oh, I thought they took him out.
Oh, no. Don't worry, they caught the nasty man-eating shark. He's hanging outside that hotel, and the police are in the water checking to make sure it's clear. And look, there's a dolphin! Oh my God, just a cute little dolphin comes to play with our guy. Oh, there's my friend Vincent. Vincent's a good friend of mine. He's gonna... What? It's not a dolphin? This is... Vincent, they say it's a shark! I think you know. It was my favorite jump. Okay, we're going to pull up next to Gasoline Tank here where we should be safe. Keep an eye on the yellow barrel. Oh, he's taking the bait attached to the barrel and he's taking it here. Yes. Well, this is an example of what the weather is normally like here in Southern California.
Oh, there it is.
Spielberg's blockbuster film Jaws. Steven Spielberg named the shark Bruce after his lawyer. Finding Nemo named their shark Bruce after our shark. And the cast and crew of Jaws renamed the entire film thanks to Bruce. Yeah, they all call it Florg. Apparently he was a bit of a diva.
Didn't really work all the time. It didn't work hardly at all. Wherever we were on the island, you hear the radio. And we're always saying, that is not working. That is not working. The sharks work well enough for a while there and it's difficult time. So I really owe the shark a lot.
Right-hand side is our Chicken Ranch. Chicken Ranch was built originally for the Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, starring Dolly Parton. Right now, our Chicken Ranch is the primary filming location for About a Boy, starring Minnie Driver. For my Desperate Housewives fans, turn your cameras to the left. That is the entrance to Colonial Street, which played Wisteria Lane on Desperate Housewives. Colonial Street was also featured as the neighborhood The Verge with Tom Hanks. It's where the Sisters of Charm lived. It's where Ronald Reagan's character lived in Bedtime in Vaudeville, and where Jimmy Stewart's character lived in Harvey. But for 8 seasons, we're pretty thrilled to have the ladies as our neighbors.
If there is one thing everyone in suburbia can appreciate, it's a good neighbor.
Oh, what the heck? Let's do that! A lot of people who died live in that neighborhood. Me, I want to live here. Who will? Also know how to Grinch Stole Christmas.
You're a bad banana with a greasy black beard.
Of course, poor who's don't have a Grinch for a neighbor. They live next door to Mr. Norman Bates. From Alfred Hitchcock to Psycho.
It's like something in Long Beach.
What?
The Bates Hotel.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't have it on my list. Okay, well, the house at the top of the hill is from the original 1960 film. The Bates Motel itself wasn't built until about 30 years later. That was built for Psycho 3. Oh, maybe they aren't filming. This is so embarrassing. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe if we're very quiet, he won't see us. Hey, Norm, how's it going? You want to come over and sign some autographs with your gigantic knife? Yeah, you know what? Yeah, Jim's right. I don't think we want any autographs. We're gonna head right on up the hill. You know what, Norman? Go back to your laundry. Car 4, keep up. Okay,
Fun to play that part.
that's what I like to see. A psycho killer with no follow-through. Well, all right, we're going to leave Norman and his mom in the dust. And we're going to visit one of the most spectacular sets on our back lot. We are going to stop for a minute when we get to the middle of the set to allow you to safely stand up at that point and get some pictures, but please be patient and remain seated until we come to the center of the crash site set from Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds. Now that we've come to the shop, feel free to stand up for a moment, get some pictures, pose your loved ones with Carmen.
It's all designed around vision. Yes, sit down to talk about the world. Well, I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
You're doing good. You're doing great. That's right. Listen now. Listen, close your eyes, okay? Stand close. Robbie, get in.
All right, grab your seats, everybody. That plane looks so incredibly realistic because it's a real plane. They bought and destroyed a 747 just for this one amazing scene, which lasts about 2 minutes. Wow. Now, as we turn the corner, I want to make sure you look up the hill at the cabin. The green and brown cabin was built inside Soundstage 12, that very first soundstage we saw on tour. It was then moved out here. It was featured here in Shooter with Mark Wahlberg. Then at the bottom of the hill, there's a giant blue screen. It is the world's largest freestanding backdrop. We use that backdrop in conjunction with special effects, editing, and CGI to create climactic scenes. Hunger Games fans, both of the arenas were built right here at our backdrop. Now, the only time we expect you to recognize our backdrop is in the Truman Show. You know, when Jim Carrey's character Phil, he's built right up against the edge of his world. Well, the edge of his world was our backdrop. Most of the time when you see our backdrop, it looks as recognizable as this. I hope you all have enjoyed your exclusive behind-the-scenes Hollywood access and a special look back at over 100 years of moments and memories here at Universal. If you're an annual pass holder, I know we'll see you back here again real soon. If you're not, find out how to become one. Visit the box office in the center of the park and then come back all year long to dance with the Minions. And when you come back in the summer, perhaps you'll get to go into that massive building on our left. That will be Fast and Furious Supercharged, the all-new grand finale ride on the studio tour coming this summer in celebration of our tour's 50th anniversary. Now to wrap it all up, Jimmy. That's not Jimmy.
Well, I can't believe it. We've made it to the end of our tour, you guys. How about
Gwendolyn? Jim.
Weren't they the best? And before we go, I'd like to sing a little song I made up. I was just 5 years old. It's called Tramcastle. We had a real good time together. Now the ride is done.
Just about.
Saw some crazy cool stuff. And we had a lot of fun. This tram has made its final stop. Don't be sad and blue.
Why not?
'Cause there's still one more thing that I'd like to say to you.
What's that, Jimmy?
Have a tram-tastic day. Have a tram-tastic night. Watch your step as you exit the tram, and everything will be alright.
Thank you all so much for joining us here at the entertainment capital of LA. If you have any questions about anything you've seen on the tour, would like a suggestion on what to do next in the park, or if you happen to be a reader of fantasy novels and would like a bookmark for mine, it's called Heart's Tale, available on Amazon, come by and see me. I'll be standing by the digital studio directory as you exit. Also, we do ask that you please drop your 3D glasses, and only your 3D glasses, in the blue and silver bins provided, not your sunglasses. Take a moment, compare the two, throw the 3D glasses. Thank you guys. Have a great day here in the park.